What a great way to have Gunther lose. Goldberg, somehow the referee takes a bump. Goldberg comes in, spears Gunther. Cody, 1, 2, 3.
I thought bringing Goldberg back to do something with Gunther as a storyline aspect made a little bit of sense, especially with Bad Blood being in Atlanta. You knew Goldberg was going to get a pop, but just bringing Goldberg back to wrestle Gunther at this stage in the game, like, does that do anything for anybody?
I got the answer here. And
okay.
I've mentioned it on Time Machine and with Dr. Chris on Unscripted. The Goldberg scenario with Gunther was so hot in Atlanta several weeks ago. You've got Gunther versus Cody at the Crown Jewel. Mm-hmm. What a great way to have Gunther lose. Goldberg, somehow the referee takes a bump. Goldberg comes in, spears Gunther. Cody, 1, 2, 3. There you get the Goldberg-Gunther slight feud, maybe, to happen. Or my other thing is, if it happens the other way, Kevin Owens screws Cody.
I
think that's how they bring Goldberg back, is that he's gonna do something at Crown Jewel.
You think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
Bill, you are a true master at this, because that is the perfect segue into the next topic of conversation, which is they have gone out of their way now to set up these big, let's call it what it is. It's battle for brand supremacy, Saudi version, right? Like, that's what this is with these Crown Jewel championship belts that they have created, where the WWE and World Heavyweight Champion and the WWE Women's Champion and the Women's World Heavyweight Champion are going to fight each other at Crown Jewel. Cody Rhodes has promised SP3 that there is going to be a definitive winner. Would Bill's scenario there, would that be definitive with Goldberg or Kevin Owens showing up and costing either the matchup? And two, if it's Goldberg and he costs Gunther the matchup, that would be the second straight Saudi Arabia match for Gunther where he was not able to win definitively and win clean. Is that something that you want to do with Gunther, who has been booked pretty much to perfection? And that was a mistake with Randy Orton. Shit happens, right? And they made it up. They made up for it. Didn't make good, as we would say in the radio business. But I don't know. I don't know how they booked this matchup. I don't know who needs the win more. Speaking specifically between Cody and Gunther, because they have pretty much booked Gunther to perfection since he's been on the main roster so far, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really obvious who should win. It's Gunther. Cody don't need this win. Cody's eliminated Gunther from the past 2 Royal Rumbles.
Point.
Like, you have to preserve that this is a first time ever one-on-one matchup, but you have to preserve this to the fact that you want to probably do this feud as a proper world championship feud next year. The only way you can do that is by Gunther winning this one. He needs to win this one to win the Crown Jewel Championship, and the World Heavyweight Championship it's to everybody. Despite what Gunther said to Cody on Monday, it's the secondary world title. So one of these world titles, the one that is the secondary, probably needs to win more than the main title. So Gunther has to win, and Bill set it up perfectly. I don't think Goldberg interfering and helping Cody win helps out anyone, honestly, because that would be 2 times Cody has gotten wins because someone doing the spear came in and helped him. So I don't think that's good for your top babyface to get help twice in his reign. I think that the proper thing to do is have Kevin Owens, who's not supposed to be there, come in and cost Cody, where Gunther gets a cheap win, but a cheap win that he can brag about for the next couple of years and get even more heat on Gunther. Gunther is the best heel in WWE, and he's done it a lot with his mic work, calling Damian Priest tree trash, saying Sami Zayn isn't good enough to be a world champion. And now he's talking to Cody, telling him he's the secondary champion, and he can get that heat by getting help once again, just like he did with Finn Balor against Damian Priest. He gets it here with Kevin Owens. He gets the win over Cody, and that makes him an even bigger heel when he faces CM Punk probably at Survivor Series.
Yeah, well put. Well put. I agree.
Gunther's best line, though, was when he was shouting at Bad Blood at Goldberg and said, "Come on in, I got 3 minutes for you." That was the best line that man has ever dropped. That was absolute savagery. But given the fact, Bill, where this pay-per-view is, I agree with everything that SP3 just said. Kevin Owens screwing Cody, that seems to be the play.
Makes
but the
more
fact
sense.
that this is a Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia, an event that Goldberg has ruined many a times, and the fact that this man, that I'm talking about the Crown Prince over there, loved his old dudes, legitimately asked Vince one time for two guys who are no longer with us. Like, to me, this has Goldberg screwing Gunther all over it, just for the fact that is something that the Crown, the folks over in Saudi Arabia would request, and whatever they request, they gonna get because they pay.
Yeah. Now my question is with the belt that is kind of like equal to the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah, that's what WWE wants it to be. Yeah, sure.
But the belt, is this something that the winner will defend each time they're in Saudi Arabia, or is this a one-time shot and then they do this once a year or whatever, and then someone else gets
it's basically, I know
year?
you're not a sports guy, Bill, but it's basically, it is the Stanley Cup is what it is. It's like, you're going to win it, you're going to get to have it, and then the next year, whoever the champions are going to fight for it again. So it's the Stanley Cup, it's the Lombardi Trophy, it's whatever you want to call it. It's whomever the two champions are the next year will fight for the belt, and then, hey, they win that belt, and hey, they get to hang on to it until whoever the champion is wins next year, and they're just going to keep doing this. And you know, I honestly, if it keeps it away from Survivor Series, great. I'm all for it. Whatever. You want to do something, I will never, and granted, I know this is something that's Triple H was probably saddled for, but the fact that they're going out of their way to try to make things mean something, I am not going to fault them for. I love the fact that Triple H went out of his way to try to make the King of the Ring tournament and the Queen of the Ring tournament mean something by the winners getting world title shots, right? He tries to make things feel important while they're doing them, right? And I think he's done a great job of making the Intercontinental Championship feel important again. Not so much the United States title, but he's definitely put the Intercontinental title up there. So they're going to try with this. Is it going to work?
He's an old school wrestling fan. Remember that.
Is it going to work? I don't know. I don't know. Are they even going to do? Is it even going to make it to year 2? SP3? Do you think they made the Crown Jewel title makes it to year 2? None of the other made-up things they've done for Saudi Arabia have made it to a second.
I think the people in Saudi Arabia, the people that bring WWE in, will want to do that every year. I really do. That's something that's giving them extra pride.
Or extra sports washing. That's what I think this is all about.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
Yeah, for sure. The women's match is interesting to me in a sense of, do we feel like they're setting up a Tiffany Stratton cash in? Do we feel like that is what is going to stop either? Not because you got two heels who are going up against one another, and this has been a giant hodgepodge so far the last few weeks or last few episodes on SmackDown and Raw. You've got Rhea getting involved in the mix. You've got Raquel Rodriguez getting involved with the mix. You got Tiffany Stratton mixed in there. Naomi wants a shot at Nia Jax. So it's like, and probably has earned one with the fact that she pinned her 2 weeks ago now at this point. So you have all these ladies who are involved here, and now Nia and Liv have to wrestle one another. It just feels almost like a hindrance, really, to what they're building up and the separate women's title pictures that the two champions are wrestling one another. So how do you guys feel that this one shakes out. How would you book this one, Ben?
I think that somehow Tiffany's going to be there, and this is going to be the cash in. That's what I think is going to happen here.
Successfully?
Maybe even Dom Dom gets a piece of this.
Oh
too.
man,
yeah.
Dominik screwing up another women's match. Could you imagine SP3 if Dominik screws Tiffany's cash-in attempt and makes it a failure?
I think that Dom Dom's going to take the Annihilator. That's what I think that's going to happen. And Nia Jax's going to be the baby face for once. I think she's going to be the baby face against Liv Morgan, despite Liv making more sense as the baby face. But I'll be honest, I like both women here. I think that Liv Morgan is one of the most improved wrestlers out there. And even more improved is Nia Jax. Nia Jax's second run has been night and day in comparison to her first run. But I'm not interested in this match at all. I'll be honest. I'm not interested.
They've got to have Tiffany cash in and win on this one.
Do you do that in Saudi Arabia though?
Yeah.
I don't see Tiffany.
Why not? It's on. It's a premium live event. It doesn't matter where it is.
They're going to drag this out. They're going to drag this out where Tiffany is either going to turn babyface and cash in on Nia, not at this show, but in the U.S. or in another place. I don't know where they'll go, but I think they're dragging this out because the queen, Charlotte Flair, is eventually going to come back, and she's going to set up two big matches with both Tiffany and Nia over on SmackDown.
Okay.
We shall see. Latest reporting on Charlotte was she may not be back until after the holiday season. So that could be the first Raw after Christmas as far as we know. But hopefully she is back soon, and we all know she's going to be in the title picture as soon as
Kevin Owens screws Cody out of the belt. Kevin Owens may also be wrestling Randy Orton that night as well. So he's going to be in Saudi Arabia somehow to either get a hold of Randy Orton or do something with Cody.